Cool. All right. Hello, guys. My name is Sleepy. Alex is here. Wait, Alex is here. So, yeah, we're going to talk a bit about our experience in Japan and some expectations for next year. This should be
This year.
fun. Alex, how have you
This year.
been? Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. This year. I can't believe it's 2023 already. We're actually getting
Okay.
really close. We're like a
So what?
month-ish away to Brazil. So, yeah, let's talk about Japan first. We went to
Mm-hmm.
Japan. That was my first
Yep.
trip with the team. That was fun. I wanted to get your insights into playing in the Riot Games one, but also just in general, Japan and the experience for you and the team. How was Japan for you?
I mean, I've been to Japan a couple of times, so it felt like more like for me, I became like a bit of a tour guide, but not really like just like suggesting where people should go, kind
Mm.
of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But I always enjoy myself in Japan. It's a really
Okay.
fun place to be.
Yeah, I mean, the people are so nice. I think it's such a different culture, especially for me coming from Indonesia. But is it that much different from
They,
Singapore as well?
yeah, they dress so well, man. Every Japanese person has like impeccable fashion sense. It's
Honest,
crazy.
I gotta
And they're so
say
nice.
it's probably thanks to winter as well, right? Everybody
No
can just
way. I have a
no,
feeling that they all are just like always perfectly dressed.
but it's true. It's true. When we were there, we were just always talking about how people are so well dressed. I even tweeted out something saying that everybody here is just on fire when it comes to fashion. So yeah, you're right.
Mess me out.
Yeah. How about the food? Did you
It's
try
delicious.
new stuff there?
Sadly, I forgot to eat sushi, which is surprising, right?
Oh
But
my
then
god.
I ate everything else. I had ramen, oyakodon, gyudon,
Mm,
gyukatsu,
mm.
tonkatsu,
Oh,
uh,
all right.
katsu something. I had everything. Everything other than sushi.
Okay, everything
It was
other
really
than
good.
sushi
Yeah.
in
It was
Japan, the
a bit
land
of a
of
waste, but
sushi.
it's okay. We have to go back then.
Yeah, we oh
Rectify that.
yes. Well, we're gonna talk about that going back to Japan, but let's talk about Yokohama, because when we landed in Singapore, you guys kind of have waited, kind of have to wait for us, right? When you guys
Yeah, we
landed
had to wait
first.
like 4 hours,
Yeah.
maybe.
Wait, really? Was it 4 hours?
Yeah, about there. Because we
Sheesh.
landed like 2 and you guys came out 6.
Oh damn. Okay. Yeah. Maybe because there was a long queue as well when we were trying to get through immigration. But yeah. So we finally grouped up together and then we made our way to Yokohama through train by train. And uh, for me, generally, I think Yokohama is a beautiful city. It's like quieter than Tokyo. It's
It's less
super nice
congested, right?
vibes. It's less congested for sure.
Yeah.
Like even in a train station, like you can tell it's less crowded than in
It's a lot more
Tokyo.
space when you walk around as well.
That's right. That's right. And everything is more spaced out. Even the hotel we stayed in was more spacious than the one we
Yeah,
stayed
it
in
was.
Tokyo. And I think I researched this. They cost the same.
No,
So,
but I will say that like
mm,
I think there's a bad representation because normally Tokyo normally in Japan there's like no space in hotels
yeah,
in
yeah,
general.
yeah. So that's why I was pleasantly surprised when we got to our hotel in Yokohama.
Yeah, it's
So
like way too
and the
big.
location was way. It was super good as well, right? We go down. There's a huge supermarket. We go turn around and there's like a mall, and everything was
The
just
train is
nice there.
nearby.
Yeah. So it was the perfect spot. Thank you to whoever picked out the hotel. Thank you. Was it Harley? Nick?
I have no idea.
I had no idea, but
I just show up and I enjoy.
well, that's us. That's us. That was good. Okay, so Yokohama was an off-season event,
Yep.
and even that is a bit of a unique off-season event because it's not competitive, right? It was an exhibition match between foreign teams, DRX, Fnatic, and paperrex, versus the Japanese teams, Zeta Division and Detonation Focus Me. So I wanted to get your insight into preparing for Riot Games 1, if you prepared at all. And, how was the experience playing in an event that is not so much, a competition? It was more of a show match, right? So, how did you guys feel leading up to it and, playing in it?
Yeah, I mean it's a bit strange, right? Because I think this is the first time I've ever done a show match, so don't actually know what to do. We assume that our goal was to go there and make people happy, entertain them a little bit. So preparation wise, I think what we did was basically like we prepared different comps for every map.
Okay.
But every one of them was with Kla. You know what I mean? So
Right.
so we made sure that like secret CGRS is gonna play. But so we had a different person sitting on every single map
Okay.
and prepare certain comps. So we knew that against Zeta we were gonna play with the five of us, and then we didn't know that the map was gonna be random. So
Right.
we our plan was to ban specific maps because we didn't. So we
Oh.
prepared like certain maps that are more fun. Like
Yeah.
we thought maybe we have like Bind and we try something
Right.
different on Bind. Haven we wanted to play with like different agents that people don't really usually play. We wanted to play we wanted to play Bind, Haven, Icebox.
Icebox.
We wanted to do Omen Harbor. We
Like-
wanted to do let me see what else did we want to do. We had a few comps to like
okay.
just for fun, and it came out Breeze. We had nothing for Breeze, and we're like, uh-oh. So
Uh-oh.
we sat there, and then we were going, and then when we actually sat there, and then the
Yeah.
boys were like, okay, let's just go arena, let's just go our usual com, and then Ben said like, guys, come on, this is a show match. Let's let's not be so serious about this. Let's try something different. So they said, okay, fine, whatever we wanna play. So we wanted to recreate the Copenhagen comp,
Okay. Okay.
but that one sucks. So we want to edit it a little bit with Harbor. JJ didn't want to play Neon, so he went Reina.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we decided that Fate was also quite rubbish on it. So so we changed a lot.
Okay. Yeah.
It
That
didn't
changed a
work out.
lot. Yeah.
But that's for lack of practice. I think
Okay.
if we prepared it, it would have been like a little bit like it would have been nicer to watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it would be nice to know maps beforehand, unfortunately. But
Yeah, and it would have been beneficial for the event as a whole if the teams were open to sharing those comps, like you said. Hey, how about we play Icebox so we
yeah,
get to
so
see
no,
Harbor
so
and
yeah,
Omen.
so what I thought was gonna happen was I was literally gonna go to the Zeta coach and say, let's play this map. We've got something funny on this map,
Yeah, yeah,
and then just make a show of it and pick
yeah,
it. You know what
yeah.
I mean? So that we could like at least like give the crowd a show. But then
Did you get a
I guess I
chance?
no, I mean it was random selection. I had to go there and I picked out the map.
Right.
So I mean in its own way I guess that's fun. And
Yeah.
what was nice for them is they made it such that like no map was played
Right.
twice.
Right.
Right? Because
Right.
every time you picked out a map, they just like toss the
They
card
just
away.
throw it.
So
Yeah.
next
Yeah.
person has 6 maps to pick, the next one 5 maps to pick, yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah. That's good.
So yeah, so I think that in its own way it was good.
Okay. So
Unique comp.
okay. One point you said was you prepared a comp for CGRS for every map, right? So someone had to set out on any
Yep.
given map. But there was a moment caught on camera on broadcast. There was a rock, paper, scissors going on while the host was talking. So did that have anything to do with who had to sit out on that certain map?
Yeah, it was exactly that. It's because you know how in VCT you kind of know the maps beforehand, so that you could
Yes.
say, okay, our 6 players playing this map, and he's not playing this map. So
Right.
everything's
Right.
prepared, right? So that's what we thought was gonna happen. We were gonna like ban maps beforehand, and then I could tell them, okay, look, we are playing this map. That means this guy's not playing. So that's what I thought was gonna happen. But then it was random selection.
Okay.
Um, and then they told us that we had to decide who Cloud was replacing before we got to the map.
Before we know the map.
Yeah, so that means that threw everything out the window, right? So we were like, okay. So we had a long talk with the admin. So that's why there's a bit of a delay because we're
Yeah.
like, come
Yeah.
on, guys, like it's a show match, like loosen up a bit.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
don't, they didn't want to do it.
Okay.
Then I said, oh, I mean, so fine, like we just do what the organizers want. So it's like, please, they're like, please, we can't do anything about it. So we said, okay. So we did like scissors paper stone, and the loser happened to be Jason. So Jason like was gonna leave the stage. I told Jason like, look, it's also a show match. He should sit in the coach position.
Yes.
So I
Yes.
wanted him to coach also. So I asked the organizers. Then they're like, I said Jason coach. They said okay. So I was walking off stage halfway, and then they summoned me back, and they said no, you can't coach the coach. So that was unfortunate. But I thought it would be nice to see like Jason sitting in the coach slot for once.
Yeah, I think so too. And we were talking backstage as well, right? We wanted to we wanted to have that, but Jason in the end had to sit
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
audience.
Yeah,
But yeah, you're right. I think since it's a show match, I think we could have done more in terms of making it a show. But I think it was fun seeing
Yeah, it was a
CGRS
great
play.
experience too.
Yeah, it was a good
He had a great
experience.
debut, right?
Yeah, great debut as well. The first
He
round,
almost
my God.
if
What
he
were
if
you
he
thinking?
won that,
Okay, well, talk us
no, no,
through that first round when you were sitting in the coach slot.
I was getting annoyed already because they played so badly. The first I was like, oh, this is gonna be a bad show match. But then he almost won that. If he won that 1v5, it would
Yeah.
have been an absolute explosion on Twitter. I think.
Dude,
I think the Thai fans would have just
a
we
100,000
would have to
likes
bench Jason.
easy. Yeah, you have to bench Jason. But before we go forward to wrap up Yokohama, you were saying there was a predetermined player who was going to sit out for Ascent. Who was
Yes.
it
No, no,
originally?
no. We were gonna ban Ascent and we were gonna
Oh,
ban Ascent and ban Bind
right,
when it was
right,
class done. Yeah, because
right,
he didn't
right.
like those two maps.
Oh, he didn't like those two maps. Well,
It's like,
there's your
he still played
secret.
well.
There's a secret, guys. Well, anyway, but yeah, that was fun. Yokohama was fun,
It
and
was
you
so
get to
fun.
meet the fans as well. How was the
That
Japanese
that that
crowd? I think it was one of the
that,
most
that,
insane
that
crowds.
was a great experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I think I said this before, but I feel like because of COVID protocols, they couldn't really be like themselves.
Yeah.
Um, the people make fun of them
The
banging the thing,
balloons.
but like it's nothing they can do. Like I
Yeah.
felt like, and they were still like cheering, when we walked around. So it's not like they couldn't make noise or anything. You seen like Japanese crowds at football stadiums in
Hmm.
all over the world. No mass cheering,
They're
everybody's
wild.
happy. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
wild, and then they clean up after that.
Yeah,
but
that's
uh,
insane.
but yeah, I think that if the COVID protocols lighten up, the world will see a very very like hype crowd, the hypest maybe that we have seen so far.
Yep.
I mean, the stadium's so large, right? Imagine like 12K people there
Dude.
shouting. It's gonna be insane.
Even without the shouting, even with the
Yeah.
balloons, and it was less than full capacity. I believe it was like around 60-70%. And it was by design. I think the organizers wanted to limit because of COVID protocols.
Okay, yeah.
It was already so sick,
Yeah.
And I think the
I
difference
loved it.
between the Japanese crowds and some other crowds in the world is that they cheer no matter what happens.
Yeah.
They're just there to have a good time. So anything happens on screen, they just cheer for it, and we were like having a good time, whatever happens. Granted, this was a show match, so maybe it would have been different if it was like
No,
a
it feels
DCT.
it feels like we were at home crowd advantage.
Yeah,
Like, the
yeah,
amount of cheering, it was crazy.
it was crazy because
I mean, I assume that Brazil is gonna be just as hype, right?
yeah, for sure. It's still gonna be super fun. It's just the
Yeah.
differences between the nuances between the crowds, right? So I'm looking forward to that as well. And then something happened during the closing ceremony. On the screen, there was a video, and Anna from Riot was like giving us a good speech about Japan being such a passionate country for Valorant, and then since it's Christmas Eve, here's a video, and I was like, when I heard that phrase, since it's Christmas tomorrow, here's a video. Oh, I know something
And
is
you
up,
knew, right?
dude. I
I mean,
knew something was up.
we had a rough idea that it was a test run, right?
Yeah, yeah,
This show match event. As soon as we were invited, the amount of people saw the crowd, we were quite sure that like there'll be a Masters eventually in Japan for sure.
yeah. Did you expect it to be this early though? Because it's actually Masters Tokyo in June.
I thought it'd be this year, so
Right.
it's great. Right?
It's great, man.
Yeah, it's absolutely-
Yeah,
it's like,
I was
I don't
super
think
excited.
I don't think there's been like such a big FPS event in Asia before.
No.
I mean, there have been like China. I've been to China events, where it's super hype, but it's like one part of a big event,
Right.
Like, I went to one of the World Cyber Games for CS:GO.
WCG, right.
Yeah, one of the so like there was so many people there, but like they were mainly there to see Warcraft 3, right? Because I think Fly was playing.
Oh,
Like, dude, that one is a real celebrity. When he's
Yeah,
walking, right,
yeah.
the entire entourage is following him. That was mad.
An experience. Okay, so the announcement happened on the stage, and you were there because the PaperX boys were standing behind the host, right?
Oh yes.
And something about that announcement that I think touched me and a lot of people, I think, is that when they knew that it was Masters Tokyo and the
amount of
sequence
people that
actually
burst
went,
into tears.
yeah, they just
Crazy.
burst into tears. The casters on the desk, the host himself,
I
who was
I almost teared up as well because like
Yeah.
the guy beside me was crying, the host, and I didn't know what to do, because when a guy cries, tears up, like what the hell do you do, right? So
you
I
were
just put my hand
supposed to hug him, man.
I put my hand no, but that's a culture thing that I'm not sure I should do or not.
Right,
So I put my hand on his back, and I was like, hey, chill, bro. I wait to see you on stage again.
Okay.
But,
Well,
but dude, they were so touched that like I was a bit like I was gonna tear up soon as well.
yeah.
Like because I can see in front of them, right? Like I'm right in front, so I can see the crowd like reacting to the event. So they were looking up at the screen. They're like, and then they're all like holding their heads and stuff. And I was like,
Oh,
holy shit! It really
yeah.
means a lot to everyone here.
It does.
But
It
not
does.
just to Japan though, but like to everyone in Asia, I think it means a lot. It means a lot that I can like, who knows whether we make it or not, but like we'll be in Korea, right? So 2 hours away regardless. I'll
Sure.
be there.
Yeah, we'll be there. I
Regardless,
mean,
we'll be there.
it's gonna be super fun.
Yeah,
Just going to
regardless of
Japan
whatever
again.
happens, we'll be there.
Yeah,
But
regardless of what happens,
I think
I would love to go back
yeah,
to
we will go.
Tokyo for that.
Yeah, but
And
that being said, like it means so much, right, to the Asian people, like that we have an FPS event, because like
yeah,
all of us are huge FPS fans
yeah,
as well. Like, we've been watching CS events again and again overseas, and finally there's one like that we're actually playing in.
yeah.
Like it's super relevant to us, and it's
Hmm.
in a huge crowd, huge fan base. Yeah, it's gonna be an absolutely banging event.
Yes, and this is a bit smaller, but if you think about it in retrospect, the fans in Asia, we've always had to stay up so late, Alex,
Exactly.
watching all these events in
It was so nice.
Copenhagen,
A 3 p.m.
Berlin.
match,
Dude, we're gonna
10
be
a.m.
watching
match.
games at 4 p.m. for Masters
Yeah, so
Tokyo,
nice.
and
I can
everybody's
actually catch the whole BO5 this time in the
exactly.
final.
We're gonna stay alive watching, not falling asleep while watching our favorite teams. So I think that's a small thing, but I feel like it matters quite a lot as well.
But like, actually, if you think about it, I hope that the Asians actually like go mad support on this. Like,
Yes,
we need to we need
please.
to we need to smash the viewership record for this
Yes,
event. If we
yes.
smash the viewership record and we get more events, oh, I don't have to
Oh
stay up so late.
yes. Imagine,
I can
right? First
oh
Masters Tokyo, right, and then Masters what Singapore.
who
Who
knows?
knows? Masters Genting. I feel like that's one of the possibilities because there
I'm
were
sure I'm
events
sure
there.
I'm sure that I'm sure we will host a really nice one in Jakarta
Yeah.
actually.
In Jakarta, I don't know
It'll be a
about
very nice one.
Jakarta though because we
I
have
think so.
blackouts here, dude. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's
I don't
true.
know. But technicalities aside, I
Korea?
think Korea for sure. I mean, Korea is the granddaddy of esports in Asia, so there's no way they don't do one there. I mean, we're gonna be in
Champions Korea.
Korea for two
Champions
months
Korea.
this year.
Right? Champions Korea, right?
Yeah,
Champions Korea.
Champions Korea. Well, let's see if maybe our Asian teams do well in the leagues and eventually Masters. Who knows? Next year, probably. I don't know about this year. Well, we have no confirmed information yet, so we'll just have to see. But yeah, Masters Tokyo. I think it's gonna be super fun, regardless what happens. For sure, I think we're gonna be back there to enjoy and breathe everything in. So yeah, that is Masters Tokyo. Okay, so let's wrap this up with final statement or message to the fans watching and supporting PaperX. So far, we're gonna go to Brazil. I believe in February. I don't know, early or mid February. We have.
It's either late January or early February. We don't know
Oh,
yet.
okay. So there's a
Late,
possibility
late,
we're gonna go late January.
literally late January would be like 31st Jan, that kind of thing.
Right. Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
the very final day of January. Okay.
something
So
like that.
we're gonna be in Brazil. It's gonna be an experience for sure. But what are your expectations going into Brazil? Because this is like the first time, and this is I think the first of its kind. 30 freaking teams in one place to battle it out in a single elim format. With all these fresh lineups as well, new players, new
So cool.
compositions. What the hell is gonna happen in Brazil, Alex?
Well, first of all, I'm absolutely not looking forward to this 30-hour flight that probably have planned. Right? It's gonna be like absolute
Well,
shit flight probably, but can't wait to land there. I mean, it's some place that we have never traveled to before. All the
mm,
players, not just
mm,
me. Um, so we wanna like soak in the South American culture a little bit. Um, Brazil's a big place, right? And
it is.
it's gonna be really really cool to learn about their culture. And also, I know that their fans are like the Japanese, in their own way, right? They're like super passionate, like absolutely passionate. The CS:GO fans in Brazil I mean, if we have the same like turnout for Valorant,
Oh, it's
it's gonna
wild.
be a absolutely crazy event. Um, yeah, that's just fans alone. I mean, already the event is gonna be crazy.
Mm,
I'm not sure about the format of the event, but I think it will be a very well, first of all, it's gonna be competitive, right?
yeah.
think most teams have just started practicing because there's like I think EU and they have a lot of contracts to sort out and stuff, so they should have just started practicing like us. Everybody has taken a long break. Everybody's recharged for the new
Yeah.
year. It's gonna be a super competitive event. There obviously have been a lot of super teams formed, right? Because you're condensing the entire region into the franchise
Yeah.
leagues, right?
10 teams per region.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
But
mean, if you think about it, North America is even stronger because like they have 5 teams only, right? Compared
yeah.
to like things like that.
Do you think
So that's cool.
like we PaperX, for example, who stuck with the same players who just needed to add one more, which I think in our case, for me personally, being in PaperX, I feel like CGRS blended in so well with the rest. We instantly hit it off, with the chemistry and
Great
stuff.
guy,
So
right?
great guy. I mean, super funny guy. I love him already. First time meeting him in Japan was like, yes, I like this guy so much. I want to put him more on camera, but that's beside the point. It's more like, do you feel like we have the advantage sticking with the same players as opposed to those teams who had to, swap things out, maybe even rebuild from the ground up? What do you think?
Uh, I I think the advantage is extremely slight. I'm gonna say that like I think if you're a good player, you'll be able to pick up anything really really quick. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Maybe they might have some. I mean, from what I look like, people have added like players based on roles most of the time. It's like, oh, we need one controller, we need a guy that can flex, we need a duelist. So people have been adding that, have been doing that. So I mean, for me, it's like not a big deal. Like everyone else is just gonna be just as good.
Okay.
Um, they're just all updated. You know what I mean? Like no, that's not what I mean. They've it's not so big a deal. I think
Okay.
the lack of chemistry. I think most of these guys have already been playing with each other and ranked for a long time. It's like, I
Right.
mean, this is an opportunity for you to join teams that your friends are on, and you're a good player.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, for example, like I'm very sure, like they've been. I mean, everyone has been playing each other for a long, long time. For
That's
example, like
true.
in any ranked, I'm very sure they like all the top players play with each other all the time. You think Gay has not played with the Cloud9 players in ranked and stuff? He
Nah.
probably gets it. They already have chemistry, man. You know what I mean? They already
Okay.
have
Okay.
everything sorted out. I'm very sure. Like it's not
Okay.
gonna be that big advantage. I will say that DRX probably should be the favorites to win the whole thing based on like chemistry alone, in my opinion. You know what I mean? They've been
Okay.
together.
Because it's
If chemistry a factor, they've been
yeah.
together longest of
Right.
everyone.
Right.
DRX and maybe Navi, right? They just added one
Navi.
new
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah. Yeah. They just added,
Yeah.
swapped out one player.
Yeah.
Right.
Then 100 Thieves also swapped out
Yes.
one player. Yeah,
Yes.
so I mean, a lot of teams actually just swapped out one player.
Yeah. Okay.
100 Thieves been looking really good as well.
Okay,
In
we'll
the
get into that, Alex. We'll get into that in another podcast. Getting into the details of the
Sure.
competition. But let's wrap things up for today. It's funny you mentioned that. DRX is probably the favorites to win everything if it's about chemistry.
Wait,
'Cause-
yeah, because when the highest ranking team still standing that has not
yeah,
changed their roster is them,
yeah,
right? From champions. Optics gone. DRX was third, right? And
yeah.
who won the thing? Loud's
Loud
gone as well. Yeah,
gone.
Loud's gone as well. And the other one would be maybe the Copenhagen finalists, which is us and FPX, right?
FPX, who is
So
now
we haven't changed anything, but FPX have changed
swapped
one
out.
player.
Yeah.
One player.
The reason I say it's funny is because this next question I had prepared this question. Can you
Was
guess who you guys
just
are
gonna win?
going up to first, and why is it DRX?
I mean, I'm hoping that they don't play any of the Asian teams to like
Yes,
against each other. Like,
please.
couldn't they just like? I think they can, right? The 30 teams, you can just
Yeah,
not
for
play.
sure, for sure. The 30 teams, 20 from outside Asia. There's no way we can get matched up with. Surely, surely. God, please. All right, so.
jinxed it already.
d-
I think we'll play I think we'll play someone interesting. I think we'll play a Brazilian team.
Sorry, who?
I think we'll play a Brazilian team
A Brazilian team?
for the first game.
Because it's in Brazil as well, right?
Yeah, I
If,
think we will.
imagine PaperX playing against a Brazilian team for the opener match. I think that's gonna be a banger. But we don't know yet when we're actually gonna be flying in. We don't know if we're gonna be an opening match or we're gonna be like
It
in
has
the
to be a
middle of the
Brazilian team
tournament.
for opening match, right?
It has to be. It has to be. It has to
Which
be. It's
means
just a matter of
it's
which
gonna be
one.
us.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
gonna freaking open the damn thing again.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, well, that is Brazil. It's going to happen in about a month or so. So you guys be prepared for that. Continue to support us, of course. Thank you, Alecks, for spending time today. Anything you want to say to the fans before we wrap things up today?
I mean, thank you for your continuous support. You know, the usual stuff. Thank you to our sponsors as well, taking care of us at paperrex. It's been a fun journey so far, and I hope we continue to entertain you guys. I will say that I think all my boys need to start learning the language of the country they're going to, because we're starting to travel a lot, and I think that they need to like start to like speak in that language. At least like, okay, so we're in Brazil, we need to learn some Portuguese, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so a little bit of Brazilian Portuguese. If we're in Japan, I hope they're starting to say Japanese things. You know, they need to pick it up.
Well, there you go. The paperrex practice regime is now going to include language practice.
That's right.
So thank you, Alecks. This is fun. We'll catch up again soon, especially when we get into the competition itself. And then we'll talk about all the games and everything in between. So thank you, and we'll see you guys soon. Bye.
Bye.